So in today's video I'm going to be answering the question of, is porcelain paving slippy? It's a common question that gets asked, and it's a big concern for people because there's a misconception, in my opinion, that porcelain paving in extreme weather conditions like we get in the UK might become slippy. It was a real concern for us because we've got elderly parents and we've got a dog and we've got a toddler that constantly running around, so we didn't want to put some paving material down that was going to cause us extra concern and hazard. This video is my experience of this one sort of porcelain paving that we've got here. The reason we chose this porcelain paving was because it's got a very slight texture to it, so it's not slippy. It's not like an indoor porcelain paving that you might get. The product I've got here is a Marshals paving. Now, just to be perfectly transparent, this video isn't sponsored by them. It's all my own work and it's all my own personal experience from having the product down now for a few years. And so what I'm going to do is answer some of the questions and some of the concerns of whether this paving is actually slippy or not. When it's dry like today, this paving isn't slippy at all. It's like any other paved material. It's perfectly fine and perfectly safe, but how would it compare when we get extremes of weather like rain or snow? Now, just to be clear, if you've got leaves on any paving material whatsoever and becomes a slippy bond underneath them, then there will be a hazard. So whether that's porcelain paving, Indian stone, sandstone, whatever, there's always going to be a slip hazard if you've got lots of leaves built up. So that's one point to just be aware of. So before we go into the different weather conditions, an important point to note is that you always lay any paving material to the set down guidelines. Now, you never lay a paving material flat. You always give it what's called fall, or it's got to be on a slight slope, and that's so that any water or heavy rain will run off. Now, you've got to do that within the guidelines, and like I say, it's perhaps a 1 in 10 or something like that fall on this paved area that we've got here, and so that's a key point to make sure it's laid to the recommended guidelines. So what you have to do as well is make sure that when you've laid it and you've got the correct fall on it, that you've got that falling into either a drain system, like we've got some Eco drains down here, or into sort of a gravel trap, so that when the water's running, it's got somewhere to soak away. Because standing water on any surface can be a problem, and it's something that you don't want. You want to be getting rid of the water off the paved area. When the weather turned wintry, I found that the paving, with very light snowfall scattering on it, was slightly slippy, but I imagine that would be the case on most paved areas. But I did find that because of the smooth nature of this, with a very slight snowfall, it was a bit more slippy. Now, in deep snow, it's the same as any other paved material. It's just we're in winter, so you take more care. Now, on really frosty days, what happened is, you can see by this tabletop, this is a really cold, frosty morning, and the surface is covered in ice, and that's really hard and really slippy. And if you were trying to walk on the tabletop, it would be quite dangerous. But what I found was, with the paving, it was only areas that had got some standing water from the night before, and so you get a little patch of water that would turn to ice, and next to it you could find a piece of the paving that was dry, that was just like normal, even though it was freezing. So the paving isn't slippy in itself, but if there's standing water on there, then obviously it does freeze, and I guess that will be the same on any outdoor surface that you would have. So in summary, I don't think that a porcelain paving that's designed for outdoor use is really any worse than any other paved area that you might choose to go for. You do have to be a little careful in wintry conditions, so when there's like light snowfall and possibly a formation of ice, but then I think you might find that on any material that you choose for your garden, other than gravel of course, which actually isn't slippy at all. So that's great, that's a great solution if you're really worried about that. But in wintry conditions, yes, you do have to be careful. Personally, I'd take care and I'd choose one with a slight texture to it, like I spoke about earlier, because then you have got that grip underfoot. And I really recommend that you get a professional in or lay it to the correct specification. So it needs good fall and good drainage, and then you shouldn't really have any problems. We've had no real issues with ours at all, and we've had it down now for sort of over 2 years. So I hope you like that video. If you like the video, then please click like on one of the buttons below. If you've got any comments or any questions, then I always try and answer those for you, so pop them in the comments below. And if you like this video and you'd like to see more like this, I'm hoping to produce more content like this throughout the year, then please hit the subscribe button and give me a follow. Thanks for watching.